What's poppin', y'all? This is your go-to guy for the hour, your DJ Brian Jew, and you're listening to What's Poppin' on TBS efm 101.3. It is Tuesday here in the dungeon, of course, because you guys know every Mondays we pre-record for you guys for Tuesday show, and it's pretty dark out here, no windows, and I feel like I'm in a dungeon. That's why we call it the dungeon down here. Anyways, as you guys know, yesterday was April Fool's Day. But April Fool's Day is over, but we got you pretty good. You know, when we had Eugene start off the show, a lot of you listeners are probably thinking, Brian actually quit the show without, letting us know in advance. Well, it was all jokes for you guys. And I hope you guys had a chance to trick people yesterday as well on April Fool's Day. But not to the point where you're going to actually have people hate on you. I've had a mistake back in the past where I did jokes where I think I went over the limit. I probably crossed some boundaries that I shouldn't have, and now me and my friends are a little awkward, but, things are better now. But just don't go that extreme. Anyways, April Fool's Day is over, and the last sentence is a big hint of what today's word is going to be about. Yes, today's word of the day. So let's take a listen to the song and see if you guys can figure it out what the word of the day is. This is Oasis with Keeping the Dream Alive. That was Oasis with Keeping the Dream Alive, and we're back here on What's Poppin' with Brian Jew, of course. We're on TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas, and GFN 98.7 in Gwangju and 93.7 in Yeosu. Now, you can get in contact with us here at the studio. You can send us a text at pound 1013 for a charge of 51, or send us a tweet at EFM Poppin, or send us an email at efmpoppin@gmail.com. And remember that you can join us here on Wednesdays for our open studio, and that will be broadcasted on Friday. So please send us an email to reserve your spot today. And remember, we'll be doing this every Wednesday at 11 a.m. So if you guys can come down, be a part of a show, that'd be so much fun for me and as well for you guys. And just leave your name, telephone number, where you're from, and if you have any questions for us as well, make sure to add that in the email. Now to get to the word of the day. It was actually hinted in the song for Oasis, this song we just played for you guys in the opening track, Keeping the Dream Alive. So today's word is dream. Joking, it's not dream. I'm sorry, guys. Today's actual word is alive. And that's the reason why I wanted to do alive is because that's how we feel here at What's Poppin'. I feel so alive. It's alive. Like Frankenstein. I don't know where I got that reference from. But we're so alive here at What's Poppin'. This radio show makes me feel so alive to be here for all you listeners all over the world, to be part of our show, be part of our TBS What's Poppin' family. And we're going to play another song with this word alive in it, of course. And it's one of my favorite back in the day groups. These are the originators of falsetto singing. And this is the Bee Gees with Staying Alive. That was the Bee Gees with ha, 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 Staying Alive. Yes, that's a very hard song to sing. Could you imagine singing the whole song in falsetto like that? Yes, very difficult. With that said, coming up on today's show, it's Tuesday in the dungeon, and we're going to have Michael Jones join us in the second half for Poppin' Review. Mike will review an album from back in the day or from maybe a few days ago. It's whatever he feels like talking about. But Mike always has something cool to say about these album reviews or Poppin' Reviews. So I hope you guys stick around for that. That's going to be on the second half of our show. But right now, we have another song for you guys. Now, question for you guys. Do you all remember the grunge era? It was about 20 years ago, and in the early 1990s, the garage band feel of the Seattle music scene suddenly became famous worldwide, with many thanks to Nirvana, of course. And suddenly, Seattle was the music mecca for what became known as alternative. Even though by now it's an alternative, everyone knows about it, and it's in the mainstream, music scene nowadays. Well, Nirvana made it huge and spearheaded the grunge movement, but this next band was also in there as well. It's one of my favorite bands back in the day for alternative music. They sang songs like, I'm going to do my little imitation, of course, because that's what I try to do here. Jeremy spoken yesterday. Don't know if I sound like the dude. But anyways, we got Pearl Jam coming up next. And this is Pearl Jam with Alive. All right, in the next song we're going to play for you guys from our first part of our show, of course. It's the end of our first part. But we're going to be back with Michael Jones. And, of course, paparazzi. So keep that in mind. But right now we have a great song for you guys from a fellow Jersey boy. He's in his 50s, but he looks as young as me. Not. Anyways, this is Bon Jovi with Wanted Dead or Alive. Welcome back to What's Poppin'. Now it's time for What's Poppin's paparazzi. Now, we have some crazy news for you guys. I guess some Korean drama for your mama. Now, all K-pop stated Kim Junho and Kim Won-hyo to step down from Happy Together. Cast members Kim Junho and Kim Won-hyo will be ending their fixed cast roles on KBS's talk show Happy Together. On KBS's talk show Happy Together, they were very, active. People watched it. It was a funny show. I saw it a few times. I think, was I on the show? I don't remember. Too many shows I've been on. Anyways, the two comedians were part of the show's G4 panel along with fellow gag concert comedians Heo Kyung-hwan, Choi Hyo-jong, and also Chung Bum-kyun. And due to other broadcast schedules, they decided to step down from the show, said their representative for the program. And the producers respected their decisions and allowed their resignations. And this week's broadcast will be their last appearance on that show. And no replacements have been decided yet. Hint, hint. I could always be on that show. I'm just letting you guys know, KBS, Brian Jew is available. Actually, I'm not. I'm pretty busy, but I wouldn't mind being on that show. But that's not why I'm here right now. We're talking about what happened to these two people on the show. And the talk show also stars Nation's MC, of course, and he was in the Gangnam Style video, Yoo Jae-suk, Shin Bong-sun, Park Mi-sun, and Park Myung-soo. I don't know if it's really have to do something with their schedules and, because they're busy. But, sometimes when things happen like this and people have to, not do these TV shows and have to resign from the shows, there's actually drama, behind the scenes dramas that we don't know about. I've been through there and I just feel there might be something more to this story than them being busy. But then, I can't speculate. I can't just, start rumors and make people go out there and look online and be like, oh, Brian, you said this and that. No, I did not say anything. I'm just wondering if there could be some drama that we don't know about, because that could be the case. And right now we're going to play a song for you because I'm very curious of what's going to happen with this whole situation and what the two celebrities are going to be doing in the future with their busy schedules. So since I'm curious, I'm going to play a song for you guys called I'm So Curious by Britney Spears.
Welcome back to What's Poppin'. Now it's time for Poppin' Review.
What's up, y'all?
What up, dude?
I know a lot of listeners are probably like, who was that? That was actually me.
This is Wolf Jack. What was that guy's name? Wolf Dog, Jackie, that dude.
In what movie?
Oh, he used to be a radio guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's nice, man.
Thank you very much.
That's all a burp.
That's really me, y'all. Eugene's looking at me all weird.
That's my new voice.
Well, that's great, man.
Could you imagine if people said, hi, Brian, I'm a big fan. Can I have an autograph?
Sure, baby.
And then you get on stage and, the Brian Jew voice comes out. It's how the hell does that work?
Not to speak in Korean like that. 네, 오랜만입니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 저 브라이언이에요.
This is what happens when you smoke too many cigarettes.
Yes, that's exactly what happens if you smoke too many cigarettes. So we urge you not to smoke cigarettes, y'all.
Terrible.
Yes. But you're here for Poppin' Review.
I'm here for Poppin' Review. I got a really interesting album to talk about today.
You
actually.
do. I saw the title of the group.
Well, I got to preface it because, last week I came off, after last week's show, and Eugene comes up to me with these little puppy dog eyes. He's like, Michael, please review this album for me. And I said, what album?
So Eugene sounded like Michael Jackson?
He sounded like Eugene. That doesn't sound like Eugene?
Heal the world.
Heal the world.
Make it a better place, Michael.
No, Eugene doesn't sound like that. He came up to me and he said, hey, I really want you. No, he said, do this. I was like, okay.
Oh, so he didn't give you a choice?
No, Eugene just grabs it. He just grabs
That's not what the writer's supposed to do. He's supposed to give you his opinion,
yeah,
not
but
force
you know him. You know him. He's all tough and all bully and stuff. So,
the listeners don't know.
So all those people out there who, give Eugene a hard time, you watch out. Because this dude's tough, man.
He hits Mike. He hits me sometimes, too. He's like, you better say this. Even yesterday in April Fool's, the prank. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to hurt any of the listeners', feelings. And Eugene was like, you better do it, fool.
Right, exactly.
You sound like Mr. T from 18.
Exactly. He picked a really interesting song yesterday also that, I don't know.
Oh, the dude that went to the loony bin?
That was awesome. Come on, man. That was a great, anyway. We're not here to talk about
the song was like 1 minute and 30 seconds, and it was about some dude like,
I'm going to the loony bin. Very exciting stuff.
Okay.
Right then. But Eugene told me to do a group called Cibo Matto.
I know, I saw that title, and I'm so hungry right now. I was thinking like a nice ciabatta sandwich.
Matto. Well, actually, interesting. You know that Cibo Matto, do you know what it means?
Cibo Matto?
Yeah.
A lot of money?
It means crazy food in Italian. Yeah.
Perfect, and I'm hungry.
Ciabatta, matto.
Now, did you bring some Cibo Matto for me?
I didn't bring any, but I do have some water.
Sorry. I have water too.
Yeah, that's sorry. But there's no food allowed in here, so
yes I'm saying
I'm saving
out there.
No, I didn't. Sorry, Brian.
You're so nice.
Sorry.
Anyway.
The album is, catch this, you got to say it correctly, Viva la Woman.
Oh.
Viva la Woman. But I don't understand, because the whole entire album's all about food.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's the first time I listened to it, I was listening to the songs Eugene sent me, and I'm like, it sounds kind of like somebody gave this person a keyboard and they fell down the stairs and accidentally wrote the songs.
About food.
About food.
Well, I can see the connection, because when you go on a date with a woman, what do? You eat. You go to a nice restaurant.
True. And
so,
but what
I'm
I
making
think,
a connection somehow.
I was listening to them, and like, number one, a really, really, really cool group, and we're going to listen to a couple songs here in a bit. Really cool group. And what I was thinking about is, like, I think they're kind of coming at music from they're very alternative in the sense, like, they're mainstream group, but they're very alternative in the sense
mainstream
that
in the States? Where are they
they
from?
were actually mainstream. They're from the States. They're Japanese, Japanese expatriates. These two girls, and they were living in the States, and basically were both doing different musical things, and they kind of met each other, and they came together, and they formed Cibo Matto, and they actually did 3 albums together, 3 or 4 albums together, and like, they're very kind of urban trip hop, groovy kind of sound. And what's cool is, like, this album I was listening to, I was like, why the heck were they singing about food? And I guess kind of, I don't know, I was looking at it from like a bit of a feminist
My
perspective.
question also is, they're Japanese and have an Italian name for their group name.
Yeah, right. And they sing in English. And they sing in English.
Wow,
they
that's
do,
a fusion band for you right there.
Yeah, and what's interesting, you're going to hear them in a second. They're, the lead singer, her name is Miho. Eugene's going to kill me because I'm not coming out with this right away.
Miho Hattori.
Miho Hattori.
Yes.
And, it's interesting because her English is really kind of broken. Like, it's not, usually
Hello,
like.
I am from Japan.
Just, I'm serious, kind of like that. And it's.
I am Miho Hattori. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Exactly, but
Okay.
they still managed to tell brilliant stories, have great lyrics, really quite funny lyrics actually.
Well, I mean, it's like K-pop. A lot of the K-pop stars try to sing pop songs in English, and
Right.
they're not perfect at English,
Right.
but they make the attempt, and they still sound good.
Right, but what I mean is that, like, this group doesn't attempt to make perfect English. They're like, no, we're celebrating the fact that we don't speak perfect English.
Oh, both of them, both the girls.
I don't know if the other one speaks English or not.
Okay.
Yeah, the other one, her name is Yuka. She's the musician, I guess the woman behind all the
Yuka
music.
Honda.
Yuka Honda, and I actually looked for this. Is she related to the Honda family? And I couldn't find.
You actually looked that up.
I did. I was like, I couldn't find anything on it. Anyway, Sean Lennon also is interesting. Everything's connected to the Beatles.
Yep.
Everything and all. Sean Lennon was of course John Lennon and Yoko Ono's only son, and he actually ended up showing up and playing with this band. He played bass for this group.
Wow.
Yep. And very interesting
Are
stuff.
they still around though?
They are. No, sorry. They broke up in 2001.
Wow. So they
Eugene, 2001. Yeah, I think it's 2001. That's what I got. I got all this information off of the incredibly wise source of.
Do you know why they broke up? Did they get in a fight?
No, it was actually a really, really healthy breakup. They just decided, okay, it's time for us to move on and do different things, and let's move on and do different things. And so a little bit of history. I think both of them now are married. They're both still creating music.
So actually, I heard, rumor has it that bad news, they broke up in 2001,
right.
But they came back together in 2012.
In 2011 and 2012, actually. Yeah, They came back for a couple of shows, and everybody loves them. And actually, Eugene was telling me a story about when he discovered this band. He went to a concert, and they were opening for a group called Luscious Jackson. I don't know if you remember.
I've heard of Luscious Jackson.
Same.
Yeah.
And apparently what happened is, like, the opening act, usually nobody shows up for the opening act,
Yep.
and then they all show up for the main. Well, apparently the opposite happened. Everybody showed up for the opening act, and as soon as Luscious Jackson came on, like, a big part of the crowd kind of dispersed and went their own separate way.
That's kind of like what happened a few months ago for me when I went to this one DJ concert. I think it was last September.
Okay.
It was at Everland, of course, and it was fun. It was a fun experience. I went there for the mainstream or the main event act, whatever. We got there a little early, and we saw the opening act called 21 Pilots.
Okay.
And honestly, 21 Pilots blew the crowd away. To the point where when the main act came out on stage, half the audience walked away.
Ouch.
And then I've been a big fan of 21 Pilots, and since they recently had a solo concert like a few weeks ago here in Korea, my gosh, they are so underrated. You guys need to listen to their music.
I like the name. I like the name. 21 Pilots.
Not 21, the girl group from YG.
No.
Not They Got Jailed. Not that song.
No.
But I'm talking about 21 Pilots.
And
These boys
what
are
kind
so
of music
talented.
is it? More like house music, more kind of.
I don't know how to explain their music. It's like rock mixed with fusion,
Cool.
electronic music,
Cool.
and they're very talented because there's two dudes in a band, and one plays the drums completely the whole time, and the other one plays the keyboard, synthesizers, guitar, ukulele, sings, raps.
The ukulele?
Yes.
Nice.
It's really crazy. But we're not talking about 21 Pilots right now. We're talking about Cibo Matto.
And it's not the food.
Song.
We do.
We have a song. And it's about food again?
All songs about this on this album, this particular album, are all about food.
I'm looking at the title of the song, and it sounds disgusting.
White Pepper Ice Cream.
Ew.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen to that song. We'll be right back.
All right.
That was White Pepper Ice Cream by Cibo Matto.
I feel transformed.
Yes.
What
was she saying in the song again?
She's saying, I don't know.
Is she from Star Wars or Star Trek?
No, that's the thing is it's not quite, like Eugene does have some eclectic taste, granted, but this was like fairly not Star Trek-ish.
Well, Eugene is very unique. He's not a normal person.
Yes, he is.
Which makes him, of the diverse category.
Exactly.
And we love him for that.
And the reason he was really kind of pushing me to, he didn't push me, I just making fun of him. The reason he was eager for me to do this film is because he really felt that this film, there it is, going
Dude,
back to
I
the
do it all
drive-in.
the time. I say driving once in a while. I'm like, drive, what's poppin'?
The reason he wanted me to do this is because the album really changed his life.
Oh, did it?
Yes, it really expanded. Before that, he was always kind of about he was stuck in certain kind of categories in terms of music. Like he would only listen to Oasis or he'd only listen to Bon Jovi, whatever was considered cool. And when he listened to this, it opened up his mind and like he saw, wow, there's like so many things you can write music about. There's so many different kinds of music.
Yeah.
And it really just kind of gave him the freedom to go and like, start checking out K-pop and start checking out new kinds of
music is supposed to be about, individualistic opinions.
Right.
You're supposed to like it for yourself, not just because it's popular and what people are listening to.
I'm actually trying to get Eugene to turn on to country music.
What's wrong with country music?
Well, no, but he doesn't want to do that because
don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart.
No, okay.
He just hit his forehead out there.
That's a bit bad, yeah, because that was actually a terrible song. That was my first CD. Billy Ray Cyrus was my
Blake
first.
Shelton. Well, actually, my very first country CD was probably Garth Brooks.
Nice. Actually, I lived with the guy who designed all of Garth Brooks' CD
I thought
covers.
you lived with Garth Brooks. I was like, you didn't get me an autograph?
No, I actually came this close to me. He was actually my roommate was really good friends with Garth Brooks. We were supposed to have dinner, and apparently his wife got sick, and we didn't.
It's all
have
good
dinner.
because today we're talking about Cibo Matto here.
Garth Brooks would have been cool to meet. Cibo Matto would be cool to meet. In fact, Eugene met.
How old are the Cibo Matto ladies?
Cibo Matto ladies are roughly. Eugene's looking it up right now. I would say they would be in their 30s. Yeah, they're not very
They're not
old.
young. I mean, they debuted back in the day, broke up in 2001, so that means they're not 12.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So I would say they'd be pushing 40.
Wow.
Yeah. Pushing 40. A couple of their other. We're going to listen to, of course, a couple of other songs by them. Some of the titles of their songs I think are hilarious. One of the ones I really liked and I really recommend people to listen to is a remake of The Candyman.
Wow.
The Candyman can, it actually, that song actually came from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in 1971. Anyway, the song is amazing. Really, really amazing from this album. We can't play it on the radio, unfortunately, because there's a little bit of some suggestive music.
Oh, really? Actually, we played one of their songs before. I think we played that Know Your Chicken song a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
We did
so
play a song from
we're going to play them again today, and we're also going to play Sugar Water, Sugar Water is really famous. It actually showed up on a bunch of different movies, including a very famous Canadian comedy movie called Brain Candy by the group.
I would never drink sugar water.
Come on, really?
Yeah.
Oh, whenever I got sick, my mom would have your sugar water. It'll either make you throw up or make you feel good.
Koreans actually drink honey water.
This is great.
Yeah, my dad used to actually, whenever he felt sick, he'd actually get some warm water and put lots of honey up in there. Yes. A lot of honey.
I do actually apple cider vinegar with a little bit of honey.
Wow.
Apple cider vinegar is very good for you.
Well, we're hinting to the Cibo Matto girls that their new song titles could be these names we're saying right now.
Yep. And, I think actually, one of their songs is Artichoke. Oh. One of their songs is Beef Jerky, which is a very good song.
It's a very funny song.
And then in their new album, hopefully they're going to come out with apple cider vinegar.
That sounds interesting. I don't want to cut you off, but guess what?
Yeah, we got to go.
We gotta go.
We gotta go.
End of the show. That rhymed. We gotta go. End of the show. But we're gonna play a song for you guys right now. This is the ending song of the hour.
Right.
And it's by the group we're talking about right now. What's it called?
It's called Sugar Water.
All right, y'all. This is the last song of the hour. This is Brian Jew.
And Michael J.
Signing off.
Peace, y'all.
And Chicken Green.